For more on the Knicks, we are joined by our NBA insider, Ian Begley from Indianapolis. Ian, not the conversation we want to be having right now, a brutal performance from the Knicks in Game 6. Let's get right to it. What went wrong for the Knicks here?
I mean, you look at the turnovers, I think you have to start there because Indiana had more than 30 points off of these Knicks turnovers. It started early, bunch of turnovers in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks were actually playing well. If you take those miscues out of the game, particularly in the first half, they could have had a decent lead here because offensively they were okay. But getting Indiana or letting Indiana get out in transition, they were going to do it anyway, even if you didn't turn it over. But the idea that you're giving them these opportunities to get moving and to catch you off balance defensively, that's where it started tonight, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, too many self-inflicted wounds for the Knicks. We saw once again the Pacers getting out on the break, even after made baskets. What did you not see, or what did you see from the Knicks defense in this game? Because totally different from Game 5.
Yeah, just surprising that you saw Siakam get down the floor off of a made basket. You saw Obi Toppin get down the floor and get an easy basket and transition off of a make. I mean, that shouldn't happen, right? To me, that's either a tactical error from the coaching staff or it's a lack of hustle from the players, maybe a combination of both. But when you're allowing a team to do that in a game where you need to win, everything happens on the margins, you're really hurting yourself. It was surprising to see the Pacers get those easy buckets off of makes and, you know, off the turnovers. We already talked about how damaging that was. And it was Mikal Bridges, 5 turnovers. Jalen Brunson, 5 turnovers. So the Knicks stars, the guys that needed to come through for this team in Game 6 here, did not come through.
Yeah, and the Pacers hitting all kinds of threes. The Knicks, on the other hand, not shooting well from 3. So the Knicks lose in Game 6. Ian, I guess we can't talk about this loss in Game 6 without talking about the loss in Game 1. That can't be ignored here. Do you feel like if the Knicks didn't blow that one, we'd be talking at least about a Game 7?
Yeah, you could look at it that way, right? Because then they split at home, and then you get back to New York probably for a Game 7. But, Niki, the bottom line here is Knicks had a great opportunity to get to the finals. Boston was out thanks to what they did. Cleveland was out. And you had an Indiana team that I think the Knicks enjoyed a big talent gap with. And now Indiana, obviously the better team, better coached, better roster. They showed that over this series. So New York has a lot of answers, a lot of questions to answer going into this offseason after missing out on what I thought was a really good opportunity to get to the finals.
Yeah, they had a great path to get back to the finals. Unfortunately, their season ends in Game 6. Ian, when you look back at the offseason trades for Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges, how would you rate those 2 trades?
When you look, you got 51 wins in the regular season, and you got to a conference final, a place that you hadn't been in 25 years. So you zoom out and you look at it as a success. But I think you have to wonder what the fit is here. If the fit is good enough to compete with the best teams in the NBA. If it's not, then you could be looking at significant roster changes this offseason. I mean, Kevin Durant's going to be out there on the trading block. Maybe Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be out there on the trading block. Teams are going to be looking to shed big salaries, so the Knicks will have opportunities to make a big move. I'm sure they'll decide in the coming days here as they look back at the season whether it's worth it or whether they can run it back with this group.
Yeah, they definitely need to address the bench as well. Very big difference between them and the Pacers. So sad ending to the Knicks' furthest run in 25 years. We'll have more on the loss later in the show. Ian, thanks for joining us, and safe travels back to New York.